Hello, Panther fans. I'm back with Steve, and we're talking probably the biggest trade in Panther history. Panthers got Matthew Tkachuk, a conditional fourth-round pick, in exchange for a first-round pick in 2025, Cole Schwindt, Jonathan Huberdeau, and Mackenzie Weegar. Steve, takes?
All right, I'll let you know my initial reaction, and then we'll go with your initial reaction, and then we'll go with your total reaction, okay? My initial reaction is I called my mom instantly. She's a season ticket owner. I was like screaming, almost woke up my 2-year-old. And then like I punched my carpet ground like really, really hard in excitement. And like I think I like broke my hand. So what was your initial reaction?
So I was like playing franchise mode. In fact, like trading for Matthew Tkachuk just for fun. Then I got the little Discord notification. Matthew Tkachuk traded to Florida from Frank Saravelli. And I was like, I went to go call over my dad. Dad, we just got Matthew Tkachuk. And I started then it started going faster and faster. We just got Matthew Tkachuk. You know what that means? He's a 100-point guy. He's a generational player. And I just went on, and then it took like what,
He's
3 or
also
4.
American.
Yeah. It also took 3 or 4 more minutes until we got to the response, what the trade actually was. And
Yeah, it took a while.
That hurts. You're talking Huberdeau, who's been with the franchise probably the longest besides Luongo. Their point leader, their assist leader, maybe their goal leader, but it hurts as a Panther fan watching him from pretty much the beginning. But there are some implications and some things positives about that.
Alex, you want to talk about pain? I mean, 200, 200, 200.
All different teams.
Is that like a record, losing $600 on one trade?
I know. I mean,
I would love to see someone one up that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
All on different teams too. That's crazy. I mean, let's talk about each player in hand. Let's just start with Cole Schwindt. What are your thoughts on him? What do you like from him, and where do you project him?
I don't scout our AHL team. I don't scout our youth systems. I have heard things of him. I've heard his name before. I'm not going to act completely ignorant. I've heard people hype him up, say like, "Oh yeah, he's going to join." Like, didn't he like do really good? I think it was like the Olympics, right? Wasn't it? Was it the Olympics or was it the?
He had a good rookie season AHL. That's all I remember. Like he had a good, which was last season.
I think he had a good World Juniors or a good Olympics, within the last 2 years, and that's like where he came from. Was he our first round pick?
Third round pick
last
in
year?
2019.
Oh, third round pick.
In that suspension night draft. This is draft plus 3. He could
be
fourth, maybe third liner player.
We drafted that first round dude, not this year, but like last year. And like he has a really, really hard to pronounce name.
Sam Skivish.
Anytime I hear a random name, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a first round pick. That's our guy. No, like I'm not the one to ask. I'm not a youth scouter. I strictly watch just NHL.
And we also saw that Bill Zito traded that first round pick. Bill Zito probably believes his team will finish in that lower 25 to 32 range. That's why
that is something to highlight. It's the first round pick. I mean, the only first round pick we have is
none.
No, 2025.
It's gone. That's the gone one. We traded Sherrod. No. That's this season. Then the next
2023 is gone. 2024 is gone. We have 2025.
No, that's what we traded.
$100.
Okay, sure. Let's go to cap friendly.
$100.
Okay, cap friendly. Let's go.
Go $100.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna fund my new
boom. I got $100 then. Yeah, let's do a little screen share, and we have no first round pick the next 3 seasons. 23, 24, 25.
Because they just counted the one this year.
No, the one we mean the one the draft that just passed?
2025. Go to 2025.
That's 2025. Pick traded away just today.
Click. Sure. Yes, to Tkachuk.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
I thought you meant.
I said that was the pick that's going to Tkachuk. The 2025 pick was going for Tkachuk.
Oh,
I just said that. Send me $100. Screen share my PayPal. Go to PayPal right now. Screen share that.
So we have that, and then now we got the 2 big pieces. You're talking. Let's start with your boy Mackenzie Weegar.
You got a conditional 4th.
Of course, obviously, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Jonathan Who Cares, Huberdeau, and Mackenzie Weegar for a second. My opinions on Jonathan Huberdeau, of course, he's an impact player. You cannot undersell the fact that we are going to miss him. Now, where Jonathan Huberdeau's comments 3-0 down against Tampa, were those did that sell his deathbed? Is that what cost him a place in Panthers history?
There's that, and then there's his performance in the second round being absolutely invisible, and then there's third option. He may have won $12 million for all we know, as an extension, and maybe 8 years. Like, we're talking a guy who had a 115-point season, tied for second in the all of NHL in points with Johnny Gaudreau.
What does the rest of the NHL say about that season?
The Florida Panthers had one of the best offenses ever.
No, they say it's all assists and secondary assists. And
that's what the
assists
analytics people say.
Yeah.
But you never know what Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie could have been asking. They could have been asking, like, Weegar could have been asking for more than Ekblad money.
I don't buy that. I don't think he's that stupid. I genuinely do not think that Weegar would ask for more money than Ekblad.
You've seen some of the contracts have been handed out to defensemen.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean there's like a hierarchy, right? Like, Huberdeau wouldn't ask for more than Barkov. Spencer Knight wouldn't ask for more than Bob. Like, I feel like there's like kind of like a code in place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, hear me out. Can Mackenzie Weegar get more than Aaron Ekblad on the open market?
Yes. No doubt.
100%. I'll buy that any day. Can he do it on the Florida Panthers roster? I feel like there's intangibles there, man, that prevent that.
And here's two interesting points. They're going to play under Daryl Sutter now. Daryl Sutter, defensive-minded coach. Their offense might be taken away a lot, especially now you're talking with no Johnny Gaudreau there. It's Elias Lindholm as their forward, and Mangiapane possibly.
Oh, we're talking about the Flames now? Oh, no, they're done. There's no way that Gaudreau and Tkachuk coming out and Huberdeau and Weegar come in, that, like, I think if anything you went under a little.
Yeah.
I think that's too much to ask. I mean, it's like that would have been relevant to us losing Barkov and Huberdeau in the same season.
One thing doesn't make sense with the Weegar thing is that Calgary has good defensemen. You're talking Hannafin, Anderson, Tanev.
What you trying to say, Alex? What you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is he won't be the number one guy, maybe not even the number two guy there.
That's valid, but I mean,
which
how
means
many games did they give up like 10 goals in the freaking playoffs?
He could be a rental is what I'm saying. Both of these players could be rentals. They could hate it there. Calgary could finish bottom of the league somehow.
Are you seriously putting into my mind of them coming back in here?
I mean, Huberdeau definitely could. He loves it here. Why would he not want to come back?
Well, don't you think he'd be a little salty he was traded?
Perhaps, but you never know. But I mean, he might want to go to Montreal, but Montreal won't have the money to afford him. And Montreal's rebuilding. That's what everyone says, and they're rebuilding.
That's so wild, man. We send 2 Canadians for an American. Well, I don't know about Cole Schwindt. I don't know what he is, but that's kind of wild.
It's crazy. I mean,
where does that leave our defense now? I mean, that's
in the dirt.
That's the big question. Who's playing with?
We have to get rid of Hornquist and find a defense.
Can we even do that? I mean, we have no first left.
I know.
All right. Everyone says we have no first left. Now we really do not have any first left. Because if you think about it, wasn't the first round pick we just gave for Tkachuk is the same, like, distance wise into the future that we gave for Giroux.
Yeah.
So in theory, it's the same pieces we
it's
just
like franchise mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a franchise mode type trade.
It's so risky though, because where are we going to be in 3 years?
We're looking at this young core of Lundell. Barkov's still going to be there. Tkachuk's going to be there now. Maybe they're going to have money for Reinhart coming in the future. For Hage's going to be there. Maybe Bennett. I'm curious how he does without Huberdeau.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ekblad will be there.
All right. We have a roster.
And Bobrovsky will be. Yeah.
The thing with Cap Friendly, I think you did look into it, right? Did you see what our Cap Friendly was going to be available in? Because in theory, Tkachuk's making what, 9?
9.5.
Right?
9.5.
9.5.
Right.
So 9.5 is Huberdeau $6 million and Weegar's like 3.2 million.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
so then they're gone. Don't worry about it.
We sell Forney.
And then we had what, 26 mil cap minus the 9 mil math.
That's like 15
Sorry,
mil.
It's my Florida math coming in. Yeah. No.
And then you add a mil for like the cap raise next season. If they don't have that adjusted yet.
We're gonna have about 16 mil.
I mean, you're talking about that. You can get a top 4 guy. There's a player on the market
you can
Matt
get a top
Dumba. You can talk about like Matt Dumba, for instance, or
it's Matt Dumba, a top 4 guy.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
He's injury prone. Jonathan Huberdeau's a free agent, you know?
Who's he?
Travis Sanheim. I mean, those are top 4. Gostisbehere. You can Dumoulin. I mean, those guys can't fit in your top 4. Is what I'm saying.
My mom thanked me for ruining her night because she loved Huberdeau.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I forgot. That's her only jersey. Her only jersey is Huberdeau. I lost I lost 4 jerseys this season, Alex. I lost Achari, I lost Weegar, I lost Huberdeau, and then I lose Tkachuk. The only people I have
Crosby
left
now?
that are still on teams is Crosby, McDavid, and Barkov. Those are the only
They're gonna
players.
get traded. There's gonna be a 3-way trade now. They're gonna get traded.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Wow. I mean, we could get a Patrick Kane. We could get a JT Miller next season, and that's a big storm outside. I mean, there's tons of big free agents out there next season. Now, here's the next thing in hand. You saw what St. Louis proposal trade was for Tkachuk. It was Kiru, Torrey Krug, and a first. I want to say.
I mean, Krug's not bad, right?
Krug is a top 4 guy as well. You're talking about undrafted free agent coming out of college who played, I want to say, with the top 2 pairing when they went to the Stanley Cup against the Blues. And that's 6.5 for them. So it's almost like a reverse. And then Kiru.
I mean, they wouldn't want to trade them anyway because they're conference. Well, they're not conference rivals, but they're in the same conference, right?
Yeah. It's just wild. I mean, now you're talking about this future implication. We're gonna have Matthew Tkachuk for the next 8 years.
Yeah, I'm all here for it, dude. He's a little shit, and I love it.
Yeah, he's he's that Marchand type player.
He's like Sam Bennett, but with a little bit more talent.
He's like Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett's imagine a line of Sam Bennett and Tkachuk.
Yeah. I just double checked because you said the same. They're not in the same division. They're in the same conference.
Yeah.
Because the Blues are in the Central and the Flames are in the Pacific. Because I was just double checking that because I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
Now we have both Tkachuk brothers in the same division. Brady and Matthew.
He just resigned though, right?
Yeah. Brady. Yeah, like last season.
Oh, I
mean, we could get Huberdeau back for all we know.
Do you think Weegar's ever going to answer my message to come on the channel or no?
I guess not. I mean, now you don't have to hear complaining anymore from the fans about Weegar. Who's that?
Well, it's gonna be someone else.
It's gonna be
someone else. It's gonna be someone else. I don't know. It's gonna be someone else. You already know it. Like Panther fans are, and this is not a jab at any specific person. This is not a jab at any specific channel. This is not a jab at any specific Twitter. But like the Florida Panthers community is known for finding one guy and then just nailing them over and over and over again, making them the scapegoat for why we don't win a cup, right? So It was Mike Matheson, it was Keith Yandel, it was Mackenzie Weegar. Let's find out who the next guy is, right? For everything I've been tracking on Twitter so far is Montour's the top 1 guy, and so is Forsley. So if they don't step up, it's going to show now, right? And then we can go into the Twitter history, and we can just quote retweet every clown that said Brandon Montour should play with Aaron Ekblad. Right? I'm gonna laugh when we win a Stanley Cup now, and I eat my words.
What is our defense though? I just don't understand. We were that perfect number 2 guy with Forsing number 3. Like, could Forsing be that number 2 guy? And who will be?
Do you think someone else goes? I mean, what else do we have left?
Prospect. We have Denisenko. We have. I mean, Florida is a destination now.
I meant like free agency is one thing. We can't play free agency this year. We can play free agency
next season. That's a big one.
But we don't have any pieces to make a move this year, like to get rid of Horny, to get a top. Like if you want to package Horny for a top 4 defenseman,
it's gonna cost
like you have to throw something on that. What we don't have anything here. We just have Horny. You want Horny?
It's just our defense is a mess now.
My tweet is still trending. It's got 239 likes.
Nice.
Do you think I'm going to get a refund or not?
I see the Panthers contact you. Where do you see Tkachuk sliding in? Was Barkov? Obviously.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You got Bennett. Who's going to play with Bennett? Duclair can't play with Bennett. Maybe Tkachuk can play with Bennett.
Yeah, but our left winger now is gone.
Carter Verhaeghe plays left wing, correct?
Yep, with Barkov.
So the whole fuck. I get so confused these days with left and rights. So Carter Verhaeghe plays left wing, Barkov plays center, Duclair plays right wing. All right, what's our second line look like? Our second line, I mean, Reinhardt has to go in that first line now.
It could be a first or second, depends.
Reinhardt needs to stop babysitting Lundell and get on that first line. And then
Lundell
maybe
can carry
put
a line on
Tkachuk-
his own. Yeah, Lundell should carry a line on his own, but if he wants to prove himself as a,
I mean, who's going on that second line?
you're
Tkachuk
talking
plays right.
Tkachuk. Tkachuk could play left.
Tkachuk was a 1-for-1 with Huberdeau.
Yeah,
And then you got Bennett, and then who plays left to Bennett?
Tkachuk maybe could fit Tkachuk and.
Tkachuk can't play on the right and the left, Alex.
No, I mean, Tkachuk left, Bennett center, and then Reinhardt Duclair right,
Yeah.
or
So
or
it would-
Reinhardt
it'd have to be
center,
Duclair,
or you
but
can have Bennett
Duclair's
left.
injured. Yeah.
Let's say Reinhardt center, Bennett's left, or Tkachuk right, something like that.
Dude, we got to hit on one of these five. They're not prospect. They're prove it
Dudes,
deals.
yeah.
They're not prospects.
I mean-
We need to stop calling them prospects. They're prove it deals.
Oh yeah, the youngins.
If one of them hits, man, if one of them's a 20-30 goal scorer,
Yeah, we just
then
find someone.
it
We're
sorts us
winning
out.
the cup with
I
that.
don't know about winning the cup, but calm down.
Our defense, though, who's going to step up now? Like, is Lucas Carlson going to be a top pairing D man? Is Palmer's going to try that?
You know, I never really understood people's obsession with Lucas Carlson.
Mm.
I never
He did good
understood what
NHL.
this. Wasn't he like?
He
Granted,
played like
we
40
had
games.
we had like 4 or 5 dudes play on that sixth spot, right?
Played the
with
most.
Montour. Wasn't he the one that was physical?
No, that's Connaughton. That's the guy. Who
Connaughton
really-
was the one like literally hitting everything that moves.
He was
I
there for
always
one
forget.
game. Yeah.
Was
Carlson was the
Carlson
younger
one
guy,
that cleared it off the
32.
line, or no?
He's the one who made that save against Carolina with
that
the little
one where like
mustache.
with the stick and the
Yeah, with the splits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow, one highlight reel, we throw him in. All right, fair enough. You say he's young, and you just said he's 32.
He's 23, 24. No,
Oh,
32. Yeah.
but we picked him up, didn't he? Like we picked him
went-
up on waivers.
The Borgstrom trade. Borgstrom
Oh, the
Connolly.
Borgstrom. Well, that was before I was a fan, dude. You got to calm down. I don't even know. It's Henrik Borgstrom, right? I know that,
Yeah.
right? I don't think I was a fan back then when that trade happened. Boy, they. Oh, so how you feeling, man? Excited? Doom
I'm
and gloom?
half and half. Like you're talking about losing a Mr. Panther for the longest time.
Don't you mean Mr. Who Cares?
You're talking about a guy who's been with his franchise the longest as a forward. I mean, as a player, not a goalie. I was always expecting him to extend. I've been watching him play since I was a fan, and it's obvious that the Panthers chose Barkov over Huberdeau in that sense. As their number
I mean,
one guy.
that's the difference between us, right, man? I don't have this emotional attachment to Barkov or Huberdeau. They're pieces to me, right? Like the closest thing I ever got to an attachment was like Weegar and Achari, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
that's even gone.
my first jersey was a Huberdeau jersey, like with the old Panther logo like that. I saw him like his rookie season, I want to say, when he went to Calder, his All-Star selections. It's gonna be rough to see him in the Flames jersey. That's for sure.
I don't know, man. It's weird that the Flames have not announced both of them are signing. What is their cap looking like? Did you even look over there yet? Or
Oh,
no?
that's a good one. That's a good idea.
Because if they're up against the cap, I mean, they're not resigning them now.
No, they're losing players like Monahan. They're gonna have money for one of them too. Depends what they do with Mangiapane and Chillington. Yeah, they're losing. Yeah, they're gonna have money for them too. My opinion. They're gonna have Milan Lucci's $5 million gone. They're gonna have Sean Monahan's $6 million gone. They're gonna have money for possibly both of them. But they're gonna yeah, they might do well with them too.
There's a fair amount of Panther fans not happy.
I wouldn't make
They're
them.
saying basically Bill Zito better win us the cup this year. You're gone.
It's not a this year move, it's a long-term move. It's 8 years.
Well, I know that, but
I know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
fans
is
seem
we could win a
to
cup
be
next year
frustrated.
and we'll look back at this trade and it'll be a good trade. Tkachuk is a guy who's 25, he's not 24, not even ready to hit his prime yet.
If you want to go to the Flames Twitter, it's actually hilarious. It's you traded the best power forward to ever play for this team.
Exactly.
For 2 playoff no-show rentals in Weegar and Huberdeau and get nothing
They
and
could
get
be
a nothing
rentals.
prospect and a very late first round. Absolutely appalling.
Like
Never
what if
buying tickets again.
what if Well, I mean, what if those guys walk? I mean, that's a Calgary L all the way, unless Cole Schwindt becomes the next Matthew Tkachuk somehow, right? Like there's Calgary takes a risk with that trade as well. It's asset management at the end of the day. The
Did you look
long-term
up their
piece.
cap or no?
Yeah, they have money. They have money for them too.
So resign this year?
Next, yeah, they have let's see, 36 mil. But they could walk. They may not like it.
GM Bill Zito. We are thrilled to be able to add a generational talent to our lineup.
And you're talking like this Brad Marchand player. How did he do in the playoffs, Tkachuk?
He started off slow. I did watch him. It was weird because they played the Oilers second. They played, God, was it Anaheim first?
Dallas.
I can't. No, not Anaheim.
Dallas.
No, Dallas. Yes.
They played Dallas.
Nashville played the Avalanche.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I think he only had like 1 goal and like 3 assists or something like that. But then the Oilers series happened.
Yeah, the space
Everything went
opened
wild. My fondest memory of Matthew Tkachuk is when he scored that hat trick against the Oilers in the playoffs, and his dad didn't want to throw his hat on the ice. He was like, "No, it's my favorite hat." I don't know if you remember that story.
Yeah.
And then remember like Brady Tkachuk walking up to the stands with like beer in his back pocket.
He's gonna do that again this season now.
Let's go. Dude, I'm so happy. I love Matt. Like I love Mackenzie Weegar and I love Matthew Tkachuk, but like Matthew Tkachuk is my favorite player outside the Panthers. Like outside the Panthers, it's like he's number one. He's a shit stirrer. He plays aggressive. He's very talented. And then I don't want to be like American, like that matters, but it does give you a little American pride, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. Especially with the Panthers like lacking him now. Now, how do you see the power play? That could be a fun double deflection type power play with Matthew Tkachuk and Reinhart.
I don't know, 2-27. Is that better?
Yeah, that's an improvement. So we're gonna have like Barkov, Reinhart, Tkachuk, Ekblad, and who's that 5th guy now?
This is wild, man. Like Bill Zito is getting rid of everyone Dale Talon. I mean, the only 2 are left because Talon side Bob, Talon side Barkov, and Talon side Ekblad.
And
then he drafted whatever, dude. Sure. I mean, that's fair, but that's like such a nuance.
It's hard to see. But Huberdeau, he could fall off. I mean,
the same hot take hockey, but slow down. I don't think he's falling off.
He'll get.
I think the Flames could fall off. I think the Flames could fall off.
How long was Elias Lindholm like working with Tkachuk and Gaudreau? Dynamite's on his side. Like because Lindholm's gonna be that first line center with Huberdeau now.
That's the problem with that Battle of Alberta. You had some role players in there, but it genuinely just felt like, all right, first line, go and do something. And then we just wait for the first line to go back out there again. And they're especially Edmonton was rolling that first line like so much. Like McDavid would go off the ice. I'm not kidding here. I think it was a power play. So like there's that context. But like he played like the first minute in like 40 seconds of that power play, literally went to the bench for like, not exaggerating, 6 seconds. The puck went out. They went for another draw, and McDavid came back on the ice for the freaking draw, dude. So it's like, I think if we can get those lines going, we can get line 3, line 4 going. Like, I don't know, man. If he's not overskating, it'll only benefit him.
How about this as a lineup? Because you look at Toronto, they have Marner, Matthews, Tavares, Nylander. How about this? Verhaeghe, Barkov, Tkachuk, Bennett, and Reinhart Lundell. And then we just use those filling guys instead. And Duclair will eventually come back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many options.
I feel like Duclair needs to take his time, though, because he's going to be so important that I feel like you don't need to rush him.
Yeah.
Because like the worst comes to worst, like he comes back, he rushes it, and then he's pulled before the playoffs because he re-injures it. I think he just needs to take his sweet time and go at it one game at a time, one day at a time. Really.
You think the Panthers try to trade Hornquist, or that's sailed?
I don't think you can. I mean, it is only 1 year deal. It's only a 1 year deal, so it's not that crazy. Like, can you get rid of a third and a fourth? Maybe. I mean,
I
possibly.
mean, you could sign one of these free agent guys. There's still players out there are of value.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. I mean, I'm assuming he'll be number 19 on the Panthers. Number
Good night,
19,
sweet
16,
prince.
23.
Good night, sweet.
No
prince. I love
Huberdeau,
you.
no 11. Like, I don't think anyone ever replaced 11 again.
Do you think they retire? I was going to ask you that. Do you think they retire Huberdeau?
Probably if he signs a one-day contract at the end of his career.
No, I meant like Luongo. Do they hang him in the rafters?
I think if depending on maybe they do a 3-player night, they hang Barkov, Huberdeau, and a Tkachuk.
The guy you traded him for? I don't know, because like they didn't hang
He's a-
Pavel Bure. They didn't hang Yager.
Murray was here for 3 seasons. Yager was here for 3 seasons. Huberdeau was here for 10 seasons.
I mean,
he's-
is there anyone who's been here longer than 10 seasons other than
Luongo.
Luongo?
That's it.
So is it a longevity thing, or is it like? Well, I'm not.
It's
Gonna,
usually
all
what
right,
they do.
Luongo fans, calm down, calm down. I know he was good. I know the Panthers were bad, and he carried that team. I get it. Don't cuss me out. I'm
In
sorry.
the Flames jersey. Looks like
Is that
Sam
Hugh?
Bennett.
Huey,
Yeah.
that looked awful on your camera.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, everyone, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, flame us for being somewhat positive.
I like Tkachuk. What do you want me to do? He's my favorite player. Come on.
Yeah. This is
Um,
I'm happy we were able to get this out at like what 12:07 Eastern Standard Time. I was ready to go to bed, maybe play some chow, but
I'm gonna miss him.
this is crazy. I mean, this is a big step for the Florida Panthers organization in the pursuit for a cup.
Yeah.
These are the type of moves that will make or break a team, and we'll see what happens come day one.
Everyone, don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe, and follow Alex on Instagram and